Welcome everyone. I hope you are going through my lectures. I hope you have already subscribed to the channel and you have already pushed the bell icon so that you are not missing any of my lectures. Today I will be talking about the calculation of interest on drawing. Like the calculation of interest on capital, interest on drawing is also calculated on the basis of time. Always in the question, two important informations will be given to you. Number one, the rate at which the interest on drawings will be charged, and number two, the time at which the money has been drawn. So on the basis of these two, the interest on drawings will be calculated. Here I have taken two cases. A and B are two partners who have drawn money in the following manner. See very carefully. In the first case, A has drawn 15,000 and B has drawn 10,000 respectively. And the case 2, you can see A and B both has drawn 2,000 rupees per month. But there is a difference in the way of drawing. A has drawn at the beginning of every month. I have underlined the word beginning because it is very important. And B has drawn at the end of every month. Okay, so the calculation over here, A and B, though they have drawn 24,000 each during the year, but the interest which they will basically pay to the firm will be different. Now the partnership deed has already provided a interest at the rate of 12% per annum. As I have already mentioned that the partnership deed will obviously mention at what rate the interest should be provided. Here it's provided at 12%, and that means the partners have to pay to the firm 12% rate of interest for the amount which they have drawn. Now let us start with the calculation. I will first start with the calculation of the first case, in which I had already said that A and B had drawn 15,000 and 10,000 respectively. You can see over here very carefully that A and B has drawn 15,000 and 10,000 respectively, and the interest on drawing is 12% per annum. Whenever the time is not given when the drawing has been made, always remember the interest on drawing will be calculated for half year. So we'll calculate for A. So A, you can see 15,000 into 12 by 100 into 1 by 2. Why? Because the time is not mentioned, and therefore interest on drawing will be calculated always for half year or 6 months. Now taking that into consideration, we are cancelling these zeros and we have cancelled the 12 and 2, we got a 6 over here. So 150 into 6 we get 900. So therefore the interest on drawing of A, which A will pay to the firm, will be 900. Now let us move on to B. You can see B has drawn 10,000, similar percentage, that also for half year because the time is not mentioned. And if we go with the calculations, we can see very carefully that the interest on drawing is coming to 600. Therefore, after this calculation, we can come to the conclusion that A needs to pay 900 to the firm as an interest on drawing, and B needs to pay 600 to the firm as an interest on drawing. Now if you remember the second case was A and B both had drawn 2,000 rupees per month. That means they had drawn 24,000 during the year, but the drawing was made in the different manner. A had drawn at the beginning of every month and B had drawn at the end of every month. So the important things to note over here is A has drawn at the beginning of every month and B has drawn at the end of every month. Always remember this, that whenever the drawing is being made at a regular interval, the formula which will be used is the time left after the first drawing plus time left after the last drawing divided by 2. If you have already seen my presentations, if you have seen my other lectures, I have already explained this to you in detail how the time will be calculated. The time is the time left after the first drawing plus the time left after the last drawing divided by 2, because we have to always take the average time. And remember, the question had given us the assumption that the interest on drawing is calculated at 12% per annum. Taking that into consideration, we'll calculate the interest on drawing of A and B in case 2. Now you can see over here A, we have over here 24,000 into 12 by 100, that is the percentage which is mentioned. Now let us calculate the time. The first drawing has been made on the 1st of April 2019 or any other date, and the last drawing has been made on the 1st of March next year. I had used any other year because I have not specified the year over here. So it can be 2019, it can be 2018, it can be 2016, whatever. The first drawing has been made on the 1st of April and the next drawing has been made on 1st of March next year. So the time left of the first drawing is 12 months and the time left after the last drawing is 1 month. So total time 12 plus 1 is 13 months. 13 divided by 2 gives you 6.5 months. I have already emphasized that you will take the formula time left after the first drawing plus time left after the last drawing divided by 2 to find the average time. So what is the average time over here? 6.5 months. So we'll calculate the interest for 6.5 months over here. So 6.5 by 2, 12, that is because we are calculating 6.5 months. We'll first cancel out the 12s. And then we'll cancel out the zeros over here. So 240 into 6.5. We'll calculate the amount later. Let us see the next one for B. Now B, you can see, has also drawn 24,000 into 12 by 100 into how many months? Let us see over here. Now the time left of the first drawing is 11 months and the time left of the last drawing is 0 month. Why? Because the first drawing has been made at the end of April and the last drawing has been made at the end of March next year. So when this type of drawing is made, you can obviously understand that it will be 5.5 months. How? Because 11 months divided by 2. Because the first drawing, the time left of the first drawing was 11 months. The time left of the last drawing was 0 months. So 11 divided by 2 will be 5.5 months. So over here, we'll be having 5.5 months. Now let us cancel the 12. Let us cancel the zeros. Now we will come up to the total. So now if we calculate the total, by calculations we are getting 1560, that is 6.5 multiplied by 240 is 1560 and 240 into 5.5 gives you 1320. So over here you can very clearly see that the calculation of interest has been done on the basis of time, that is 6.5 months and 5.5 months. Okay, and we are getting a figure of 1560 for A and we are getting 1320 for B. That is the interest on drawing which A and B both has to pay to the firm. Now let us take a case in which there are three partners, A, B and C. And you can see very carefully that A, B and C has drawn 5,000 rupees per quarter. In a year, there are 4 quarters. That means each partner has drawn 20,000 rupees each. That means 20,000. How did I get it? 5,000 into 4. I have just now told that in every year there are 4 quarters. But the drawing has been made in a different manner. You can see very carefully, A has drawn at the beginning of each quarter, B has drawn at the end of each quarter, and C has drawn at the middle of each quarter. And the question has said very clearly, calculate interest on drawing at 12%. Now, here we can see there are 3 partners, A, B and C, all of whom has drawn 5,000 rupees per quarter, and now we'll calculate how it is to be done. So over here also the same formula, that is time left after the first drawing and the time left after the last drawing will be taken into consideration. See very carefully, I have made a note that A has drawn at the beginning, B has drawn at the end and C has drawn in the middle of each quarter. So we'll calculate for A. A is how much? 20,000. And I have already explained to you how 20,000. There are 4 quarters, 5,000 into 4 is 20,000. Now let us see what is the percentage. The question had given us 12%. So 12 by 100 and now let us take the time. Okay, whatever the time will be, the denominator will be 12. Now what is the time? The first drawing has been made on 1st of April and the last drawing has been made on 1st of January. So therefore the time left from the first drawing, that is from 1st of April to 31st of March, is 12 months, and the time left for the last drawing is from 1st of January to 31st of March is 3 months. So now if you see, 12 months plus 3 months is 15 months. 15 divided by 2 will give you 7.5 months. So over here we have 7.5 months. Okay. So let us cancel the 12, let us cancel the 0. So we are left with 200 into 7.5. We will calculate the amount later. Let us see B now. B, we have again 20,000 and we have 12 by 100. And here what will be the time? Let us calculate. End. The first drawing has been made as the last date of the month of June, and the last drawing has been made at the last date of the month of March. So the time left for after the first drawing has been made is 9 months, and the time left after the last drawing has been made is 0 month, because from 1st of March, 31st of March, the next date is 1st of April, so 0 month. And if you see the last date of June, and from last date of June, if you calculate from 1st of July to 31st of March, it will be 9 months. So therefore 9 divided by 2 will give you 4.5 months, and therefore we'll calculate it on the basis of 4.5. Let us cancel the 12, let us cancel the zeros, and we'll get the amount later. The last case is C. C has also drawn 20,000 and it is 12 by 100. And see over here, whenever this word middle will be mentioned, very important. Whenever the word middle is mentioned, middle of the month, middle of the quarter, or if no information is given when the drawing has been made, then the interest will be calculated for 6 months. Middle means 6, and you have to calculate it for 6 months over here. So we'll calculate it for 6 months. 6 divided by 12. Let us cancel it. And you can see over here we are having 200 into 6. So first case was 200 into 7.5, which is giving us 1500. The second case is 200 into 4.5, which is giving us 900. The last case you can see over here 200 into 6 is giving us 1200. So this is the case in which we have done the interest on drawing on the basis of quarter, and I have explained to you the concept of beginning of each quarter, end of each quarter, and middle of each quarter. Not always it is given that the money is being drawn in such a manner. The money can be drawn on different time frames also, which I'll take the fourth case and I'll explain to you how it is drawn on different time frames. So now we'll take the last case, that is case 4, in which the drawings has been made by the partners. There are 3 of them and the time has been mentioned over here. Since you can see very carefully, A has drawn 10,000 on 1st of July 2019 and 20,000 on 1st of November 2019. So we'll calculate interest on that basis. B has made only one drawing and 20,000 on 1st of October 2019, and C has drawn 20,000 on 1st of August 2019 and 30,000 on 1st of February 2020. Taking these into consideration, we will calculate the interest on drawing for all the 3 partners. 12% is the rate which has been mentioned in the question which I have taken in all the 4 cases. Now let us start with the calculation of A. So you can see over here 10,000 into 12 by 100 into 9 by 12. I hope it's very clear why 9, because if you calculate the time from 1st of July to 31st of March, it will be 9 months. So we'll now cancel the 12 and now cancel the zeros over here. That will be 100 into 9, 900. Plus there is further drawings made by him. 20,000 is the further drawing. Percentage is 12%, and it is being drawn on 1st of November. So from 1st November to 31st of March will be 5 months, and we'll calculate the interest for 5 months for that. So we'll have 5 by 12. So we'll cancel the 12, we'll cancel the zeros over here. So 200 into 5 gives us 1000. So the total interest is 900 plus 1000. So the total interest on drawing of A comes to 1900. Now let us take for B. B, you can see 20,000 has been drawn, and it has been drawn on 1st of October. So from 1st October to 31st of March is 6 months or half year. We'll calculate it for half year. Let us cancel these, and we are getting over here 1200. There is no further drawings made by B, so the interest on drawing which B has to pay to the firm is 1200. And now let us take C. C, we have 2 drawings. First drawing has been made is 20,000. When it is being drawn, you can see 1st of August. So from 1st of August to 31st of March, how much time will be? 1st August to 31st of March will be 8 months. So we'll calculate interest on the basis of 8 months. So 12 by 100 into 8 by 12. We'll cancel the 12, we cancel the 0, so we end up getting 1600 over here, plus we also have 30,000 drawn. 12% is the rate. And when has the money been drawn? The money has been drawn on 1st of February 2020. So 2 months. From 1st February to 31st March, it will be 2 months. So we'll calculate for 2 months. So 2 divided by 12, cancel the 12, cancel the zeros. We end up getting 600 over here. 600 plus 1600, you get over here 2200. See very carefully, we have calculated the interest on drawing of all the three partners. A has to pay 1900 as interest on drawing, B has to pay 1200 as interest on drawing, and C has to pay 2200 as interest on drawing. Now if you add the three, you take the total of the three. Why are we doing this total? I'll explain to you later. Let's do the total over here. So we have 1900 plus 1200, that gives us 3100. 3100 plus 2200 gives us 5300. Now this 5300 will be posted in the profit and loss appropriation account in the credit side. Why? Because interest on drawing is an income for the firm and it is to be paid by the partners to the firm. So I hope you have understood the calculations of interest on drawing. I have taken 4 cases and I have taken the interest on drawing at 12% according to the partnership deed, and I have explained to you in each and every step how the questions can come to you, what are the ways to calculate the interest on drawing. So keep watching my channel and don't miss to subscribe it and don't miss to press the bell icon so that you don't miss any of my lectures. In the next lectures, I'll be explaining to you the preparation of the profit and loss appropriation account. We have done with the calculations. Now we'll come to a full-fledged sum where we will start with the preparation of the profit and loss appropriation account. Keep watching.